Hi everybody!
In the news this week, the horse racing powers who be select Emilia Fox to be the ambassador for the Epsom Derby, the world's biggest horse race.
I'm someone who loves horses, but I've never been to the races.
2 old men shout at Ryan Moore.
Ryan Moore, many congratulations. That was a great performance.
And backers of Waldgeist react after finding out that Andre Fabre has withdrawn him from the race just days after stating he was an intended runner.
Kids, won't you step outside for a second?
Ah, how nice it is to be in front of this wall again. I've got some very good memories.
Steve Bishop, you look great. Thank you. We go back a long way, huh?
Now, I was watching a documentary this week and there was one claim made in it.
You can drink a gallon of milk in 10 seconds.
That I can do.
And of course, famously...
Go.
He achieved it. So I was wondering what similar challenges I could set myself for horse racing. So I decided that in 30 seconds or less, I will preview the Derby.
Okay, thank you very much. Here we go.
Cracksman is by Frankel, and he meets all of my trends for this race. The form of his last win has worked out well, and he comes here with a similar campaign to Golden Horn, who won the race 2 years ago for the same jockey, trainer and owner. He should take a big step forward, but does he have the class to win a Derby? I'm doubtful. He looked a bit one pace at Epsom to me. Although Permian did get the first run on him, Cracksman still took a long time to get going and wasn't exactly going past quickly at the end. Interestingly, since 1995, John Gosden has had 8 horses finished 4th or better in the Derby, and all 8 had at least 2 runs that year, whereas Cracksman's just had 1. Of course, he was down to run in the Dante Stakes before he was withdrawn on account of the ground. If you compare his seemingly one pace turn of foot with that of Terrakova, who's running here currently in 3rd on the inside with the white cap, you can see she got blocked in. She lost first run to plenty of others, but still had plenty of time to get going, quickly quickened, went through and won cosily in the end. And that's the kind of ability I would have liked to have seen from Cracksman. Because after all, in beating Permian, he'd only beaten a horse that lost in a handicap last time out. It must also be of huge concern to Cracksman backers that John Gosden, his trainer, elected to spend £85,000 supplementing another horse to run in the race. Why would he do that if he felt confident about Cracksman's chances? Cliffs of Moher comes here as pretty much the co-favourite along with Cracksman and is Aidan O'Brien's number 1 hope. And he'll be ridden by Ryan Moore, which of course will help no end. But he's poorly bred and his preparation suggests that Aidan O'Brien doesn't think the world of him, and his form is very similar to Cracksman's. And when a couple of horses have a similar level of form, I tend to dismiss them on the grounds of neither of them being top class. His performance at Chester was very underwhelming, and while I'm not a big fan of Cracksman, I can give Cracksman half a shout, but Cliffs of Moher, I really don't think I can give this horse any hope at all. I really just think this is a very, very poor favourite. Next we come to Eminent, another one of Frankel's sons along with Cracksman. Now Eminent I've been banging on about for a few weeks now because I think this is the class horse of the race and I think he's the best value in the race. And I think there's a lot of improvement to come as he dramatically stepped up in trip. His breeding suggests that he's going to absolutely adore the trip and he's got so much quality all throughout the pedigree. I think running him in the 2000 Guineas was a mistake and I think he should have run in the Dante Stakes. And strict form lines along with Ben Battle suggest that Eminent would have won the race. And as you had Eminent running the Dante Stakes and won, he'd coming here with a very, very similar profile to that of Northlight and Golden Horn, and possibly at a stretch even Motivator or Authorised. I think he brings some of the best form lines to the race, and at 7-1 I really do think he's a very generous price, as I think something around the 3-1 or 7-2 mark would be much more realistic. Obviously it goes without saying that he meets all my trends as well. And just to cast a look back at 2014 when Australia beat Kingston Hill. Kingston Hill came up from 8th in the Guineas to finish 2nd in the Derby, and had Australia been a non-runner in the Derby for whatever reason, then obviously Kingston Hill would have won the Derby, and I don't think there's another Australia in the field this year. I just think that Eminent's form in the race, and the improvement to come as he goes over further will be enough to see him over the line. Next we come to Permian. Hermie has spent most of his career running in pretty poor races, including being beaten in 2 handicaps. He also comes here as a young horse, and he's also had 10 runs under his belt, making him the most experienced horse in the field. I don't think there's too much improvement to come, and he won't be winning the Derby. Best Solution is rubbish. His 2-year-old form puts him well below what is required, and I think his 3-year-old form puts him well below what is required as well. I think his time of the Lingfield Derby trial was very, very slow compared to the Oaks trial half an hour earlier. He's bred very poorly, and actually I think he's a really bad price as well, because Waldgeist was 20 to 1 earlier in the week before he was withdrawn, and Waldgeist is superior to Best Solution, but Best Solution is here around the 14 to 1 mark. So Best Solution is also a bad price. Next is Venice Beach. This is a very slow horse. He's not bred particularly well. There is a little bit of quality there. Shamie Heffernan has decided to ride others ahead of Venice Beach, and Donica O'Brien is on Venice Beach, suggests to me that this horse is even slower than I initially had thought. Next is Capri. Now Capri with some bookmakers is 9 or 10 to 1. If you bet Capri at 9 or 10 to 1, please just let it be known that you are basically encouraging bookmakers to steal your money. This horse is a 40 to 1 shot. He is not a 9 or 10 to 1 shot, he is a 40 to 1 shot. You are taking well below the odds you should be taking. It's like me going into a casino and betting on a number on a roulette at 10 to 1, when clearly the odds should be 35 to 1. It is the wrong price, and this is a really bad, slow horse. Please do not get sucked in. Dubai Thunder is interesting to me because he's very well bred, and he comes here as only one of 3 horses that I think could potentially be top class. Cracksman is one of them, but I don't think he is top class. Eminent is one of them, and Dubai Thunder is the last one. He's bred to be very good. He won his debut very well, although it's obviously very questionable about what he beat, the conditions in which he won, etc, etc. But once racehorses have won the Derby before, and I think that he was one of the ones that I thought had a lot of potential to get to come, and I think he could easily improve some of the others with more runs under their belt. He's currently 15, 16 to 1 on the exchanges, and I think that's an excellent value bet, and I think he should be more around the 10 to 1 mark. Rekindling is rubbish. Ben Battle won't stay and he's not good enough. Douglas MacArthur's slow and rubbish. Wings of Eagles, actually, looking back at the Chester Vase, I think he actually might have beaten Venice Beach last time out had Shamie Heffernan ridden him with any kind of rigour. He was given a just hands and heels ride just to cruise home behind Venice Beach, but I think he actually might have beaten Venice Beach that day. Having said that, I think he's absolutely rubbish and he's been given a very poor jockey. Khalidi is rubbish, and like I said with Cracksman, I can't understand why Gosden spent 85 grand supplementing this guy to run in the race. If he thought Cracksman was good enough to win a Derby, surely there's no way that he would spend £85,000 supplementing a predominant stakes winner into the Derby. It just screams to me that Cracksman's not good enough. And obviously let it be known that Khalidi's not good enough to win the Derby. Crown the Eagle interests me a lot. Now, I said in my original preview about 3 weeks ago that I thought he was the one for the St Ledger at the back end of last year. I didn't think he'd be running in this. Luckily, I had £5 on it, about 250 to 1 a couple months ago to win this. So obviously I'm happy he's running here because it means I can lay off my stake for a free bet. I mean, the chances of him winning this race, I mean, he's there at 40 to 1. I actually think he's very underpriced. I think he should be more like 100 to 1 because he's coming from a handicap, but there was a bit of quality in his breeding, and actually I think he could easily nick 3rd place. 2nd might be asking a lot, but I could easily see him running into 3rd. Glencadam Glory was well beaten by Best Solution in the Lingfield Derby trial last time out. He's not good enough to win this race. Salowen's not good enough. The Anvil is most definitely not good enough. Peeler is not good enough. And Dior Alia, the horse entered for charity. I mean, for goodness sakes, you enter one horse in the Derby.
And then everyone loses their minds.
My point of view is that this whole debate is farcical. The horse should be allowed to race. The jockey should be allowed to ride. There are very inexperienced jockeys riding other mounts for other more high-profile trainers and more high-profile horses. All the guy wants to do is bring a little bit of awareness to a charity and raise a bit of money for a good cause. I don't see the problem. Realistically, this horse is going to have absolutely no impact on the race whatsoever. Barring some freak occurrence coming out the stalls and knocking into another horse or whatever, which could happen to any horse in the field, this horse is going to get relentlessly outpaced from the first furlong, not going to make any impact on the race whatsoever. Let the filly race, let Gina Mankham ride, please. This is just nonsense. I don't understand why horse racing likes to shoot itself in the foot so often. It's just, please just exercise some common sense. If you are thinking of having £1 on Duralia for whatever, just for a laugh, whatever, please just give it to charity instead. Don't give it to the bookmakers, they've got plenty of money already. Yes, I've done it. 30 seconds, I did the Derby. Now obviously I'm on Eminent 14s, I'm on Dubai Thunder as well because I think that this horse is he's my personal second favourite. I'm on Crowned Eagle as well, just from my bet at ridiculous odds a few months ago. He's got no chance of winning, but he might run into a place. Since this Derby, and I spent such a long time looking at the race, I'm just going to do a few lot of silly forecast and tricast bets as well, pretty much including just Eminent, Dubai Thunder and Crowned Eagle. I'll be doing combination tricasts and combination forecasts, that kind of stuff. And obviously I'll be leaving out all the combinations which require Crowned Eagle to win, so that's going to save me about a third of my stake. In regards to the Oaks, I don't see any value in the race whatsoever. Nothing appeals. So good luck in the Derby. I hope you have a great race. Hope you enjoy it. And yeah, see you again with another video soon. Thanks. Bye bye.